Cool deal, man. Hey, so tell us a little bit about your Pan Am experience.
Well, Pan Americans. Well, I had a what's it called. I was part of the Guatemalan national team. Back in well, actually, I went to qualify in 2011 for the Guadalajara, but then I fell short with Alberto Palmeta. From there, I came back to the United States. I believe I had retired from boxing. I had a surgery on my elbow. Had a scope surgery. They took, I believe, 6 pieces of bone out, cut a
Oh,
piece of my elbow. They said I was not gonna box again, but it was not until I seen one of the guys that I had fought I believe my last fight as an amateur. No, not as an amateur. In the before no, well one of my last fights that I had before I had retired apparently, was with Andy Vences, and then I seen him. He came out with I believe it was solo boxeo back then, and
uh-huh.
then I
Oh,
noticed that he
I
came
remember
out.
solo boxeos.
Yes, he came out on TV and everything, and I came out from work. I was all tired, and I was like, "Man, I just fought this guy, and then I used to talk to a great friend, but I was like, that kind of pushed me, and I talked to my coach. I told him, "Hey, listen, I want to try it again." So I went, I did therapy, kept on stretching my elbow, and I went back, and then my elbow was not fully recovered, but I just learned to deal with it. From there, we sent a letter to Guatemala. They responded. They wanted me to eliminate with some other prospects right here in the United States, Guatemalan as well. We went through the eliminations. We won, and we ended up having to pay our pretty much trip to TJ. We ended up winning over there, qualifying, and that's eventually how we went to the Pan American Games in Canada. I believe that was the last medal for from Pan American Games. There's only been two from Leyva, I believe Thomas Leyva, and it was about 30 years ago. And then there was
Yeah.
mine. Mine is the most recent one.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
That's impressive right there. Yeah, cause
Yeah.
yeah, I'm Guatemala as well, and you
Oh,
don't hear
nice.
much about the boxeo out there.
Well, you're gonna start hearing about it. There's a, you know what? I
Lester,
don't want to pull
Lester
my horns
Martinez.
up, but yeah, Lester before he turned pro, he called me and he was like, hey, I was like, listen, you got to jump on it, because at the end of the day, I mean, you got to look out for yourself and then got to make way for other people. I mean, I didn't make it, but I mean, he has a chance of opening the path
Doors.
for other boxers. But now there's a boxing. I mean, they have a professional commission out there in Guatemala, so boxing is starting to move. I mean, there's a lot of great prospects. There was a lot of great fighters too, but they just when I was in Guatemala, they were just a little bit afraid of venturing off. They have like, for example, Juan Reyes. He fought Tokakan Clary in the 2011 for the Pan Americans. Left him with a busted eye. It was an amazing fighter. He fought several guys, was beating them, but then it's just that he was afraid to leave the country.
Mm.
Amazing guy. He would go back and forth with Oscar Valdez as well, but it was just a fear of leaving the country. There was also Valenzuela, which went to Olympics. There's a lot of great prospects right now, currently in Guatemala. But the thing is that it's just the support that they need.
Okay. Gotcha, gotcha. I've seen what do you call it? Especially out in the LA area. It's a
Mm.
big group of Guatemalan population and everything. Do you feel like the more as we grow, we will get that superstar eventually one day?
Well, Lester and Randy. I mean, Lester. I fought Lester when we were fighting at 141. I beat him the first time. Then we did. It was within a 4 or 5 day period.
Wait, hold on. How old are you then?
Me, I'm 32.
Oh,
Oh,
we
okay.
young.
Same age. And Lester, how old was Lester at the time?
Lester, I mean, shoot, he's like about 2 3 years, what's it called, younger than I am. So when we eliminated, I was 21. He was like 18 or so.
Oh, okay, okay. Then he
Yes,
fighting Ricardo Mayorga, if I'm not
yes, that was his pro debut. He fought in Mayorga. That's amazing. That's
On
actually
his
a really
pro debut.
pro debut. Yes, in
Damn.
Guatemala.
dude, Mayorga was still fighting out in
Ah,
Nicaragua.
no, he's just a different animal, just.
Yeah,
But
Yeah,
that's
Mario the
good.
monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was
So,
a great, of course, it was a great thing for him, to be able to pro debut with him.
nice. So, are you still involved in boxing?
So this is the thing. I'm actually not fully involved as I want to. I'm actually thinking about being involved. I'm still in. I talk to a lot of prospects from Guatemala. I may help
Mm-hmm.
them out. I sponsor them. I do have my company.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my company logo on their shorts and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I support them. There's a lot of boxers that sometimes they the sport is very tough, so they have thoughts about quitting and stuff like that. I talk to them, I try to guide them, I tell them that they have a lot more opportunities than what we had.
Uh-huh.
But then eventually, my goal right now, I believe it's too soon to talk about it. But my pretty much my goal is to become a manager for boxing. I mean, if I'm not, I mean, I'm 32. And a lot of people say, "Hey, go back," but I mean, I think it just I'm a little too involved in my business right now. But
Mhm.
the only way for me to pursue, what I love, which is boxing, is to be involved, like within perhaps management or managing some boxers or somehow, do something with
So
boxing. But
so you saying getting your license for becoming a manager?
yes.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I mean, I know a lot of people that's managing boxers that they the managing boxers and giving them opportunities. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? There's a legal way to do it as well.
Yes.
But if you I wouldn't wait on that. If you have the
Mm-hmm.
avenue to go into your country, put on some fights, get
Yes.
a get a get a get a vibe, and that's your ground.
Yes,
So
sir.
why not? I mean, you'll have shit to lose and a whole
Yes.
lot to gain. And also, with your experience and your participation in the sport, is just not like some guy coming off the streets and I want to do this. You've
Correct.
been here. You know the game of boxing. You know how dirty it could be, and
Yes,
you know
sir.
you can start something new, man. You could even, I mean, shit. There's a lot of opportunity. Latin America, those kids are hungry and they fight.
Oh,
I
yes.
mean,
Yes,
so
indeed.
I wouldn't even hesitate. I
Yeah,
don't
there's
know
a lot
your
of
situation.
there's a lot of names out there that probably, of course, you guys don't even know about those names, but if everything goes good, I mean, you'll start hearing them in the future. I mean, there's some, for example, Carlos Ramirez, Piranha, pretty much. He didn't qualify for the Olympics. He fell short, I believe, with North Korea, with China, and
Hmm.
that's the reason why he didn't qualify. But I mean, the previous fight, he fought a country, I believe, from Africa. Um, Trying to figure out which country it was, but yeah, he went with the knockout, and then he's an amazing fighter. But I mean, they need that extra exposure. So there are a lot of kids out there. They're hungry. There's a lot of kids actually on the youth teams. They went out and they beat up they beat a USA youth
Hmm.
team as well. So there's a
Nice.
lot of talent out there, but they just need to get exploded, or pretty much taken
Exposure.
out from there and get
Problem with
some
a lot of
exposure.
fighters, that exposure.
I think it's a conversation that you two country need to have in a
Yeah, it
private
is. We
setting.
we're in there. It's a little more delicate, It's gotta be a little more slower because well, we're talking already,
All right.
but the thing is, what it is the national team over there. We've had a lot of discussions like this before, but I tell them, hey, listen, the boxers, they need to turn pro. I mean, you cannot keep up for 1, 2, 3 cycles, because otherwise, I mean, they're not letting all the kids grow up. I mean, all the kids come behind them, and they want to get the exposure as well. But if you
Right.
have
Right.
one guy there for four Olympic cycles, he's not. I mean, the kids, they get discouraged, and they don't box no more.
You keep
So
winning.
at the end, I mean, like Mexico does it, like USA does it. I mean, they go out there, they do one Olympic cycle, then they leave, and I mean, they still out there, still help out with the sparring and everything, and the kids keep on evolving. But that's one conversation we've had. But now again, uh, Guatemala is that they want to have those kids for to be 2, 3 Olympic cycles, so they could have some type of what's it called accomplishments. That way, I mean, it's ah well, I might get
Political.
in trouble. Some, yeah, political, but yeah. So that's the thing. They want to keep them for a long time. That way, they could get more accomplishments. But in reality, the way to is a long term plan. Though you got to just, of course, I mean, you're gonna get a weak team, but then you're gonna have another one. So this won't be more boxing involved.
Right.
But
Right.
that's the talk that we keep on having. I mean, I do talk to the coaches, I do talk to the national team, and we keep on going back and forth. But I think that's gonna get done.
So what do you think? What do you think? What do you think the action? What do you think really needs to happen for it to really happen? Like, what is it that you say? Okay, this is the date. This is what we're going to do. Like, what is it you think that needs to
So
be
in
done?
reality, the thing is, my mentality was perhaps bring some kids. I mean, I'm a little bit more rough, right? But bring some kids. I don't know, TJ, get them some fights, and eventually, I'm not sure, talk to some promotional companies and tell them, hey, listen, I have an opponent, right? And then
Hmm.
like I talk to kids from national team. I tell them, hey, listen, I'm not offering you something. I'm not telling you that you're gonna become a world champion. You're gonna get a shot. I mean, if you do put a good show, I mean, perhaps promoters come out there and say, you know what, this guy gives a good
Hmm,
show, and they're
that's
gonna ask him for them back,
Yeah.
or perhaps they're gonna, say, you know what, this kid has something, and then of course, I mean, if he wants to go there, I mean, it just kind of opens the door.
Yeah, the
But
door got to be open.
staying in Guatemala is not gonna happen.
Yeah.
mm-mm.
Yeah.
Nah, they're
Right.
not gonna get the sponsorship or explode. They gotta leave
Yes,
Mm.
and find it themselves. Kind of like how Triple G said, man, he grabbed his bags. All he did was his training clothes and went to a gym, and it worked out for him. A lot of Eastern European
yes.
fighters,
Yeah.
And
they
is it and it's not for me to pull my horns, right? But yeah, after I turned pro, I mean, everybody was a little quiet about it. But after I turned pro, that's when more people start jumping on there. There was Maria Michelle that turned pro, then Lester turned pro, and then that's when we start talking about the promotional companies out there in Guatemala. So I don't want to say that I did, but it kind of started like a little bit of noise that they seen that it
Yeah.
was possible. There wasn't only a Guatemalan that was in the United States, and that the turned pro. There's a lot of Guatemalans in the United States that they're professionals, but there's not Guatemalans that actually come out from the national team and leave the country and become professionals and do something. So my last fight was in Top Rank, and then that's kind of what kind of got them to see that a Guatemalan is able to be in that type of stage.
top rank.
And
Yeah, that's quite an accomplishment, man.
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
out here right now. I'm out here right now getting ready. I was at top rank last week.
Hmm.
Yeah. Nice gym, and it's been around for decades. So it sounds like you're the noisemaker, Guatemalan. So
I,
you
I
got
did
to
for
have
a
to
little
make
bit.
some noise.
I did for a little bit, but then I did decided to. Well, no, it wasn't really a retirement.
Hmm.
My goal, my thing was the last fight that I had. I mean, I wasn't prepared 100%. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be a punching bag. I want to actually
Right,
be
right,
become
right.
something. So I decided to pull out from the business from boxing so I could build my business, and then
Hmm.
eventually my business is able to produce, and that way I could go back to boxing 100%, not
Hmm.
not like no 50, 60, 70%. But then the business kept on growing, and then I kind of got stuck in the business, and then
Yeah.
here I am. So I'm 32. I mean,
You
now
still young.
Man,
I
that's
do have the time.
still young because I'm 32.
Don't play.
I have the time now. I mean, I do have the time.
What's your weight class? What weight class?
I should be fighting at 140, but right now I'm at 189. So it's I got a long way to go.
No, you
But
don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Get you there.
I'm the man for you.
hey,
I
I'm
had
I'm
to
I'm I'm
listen.
I'm gonna tell you something funny. You know what? It wasn't like about 5 months ago. We had the neighbors that they were into. I mean, I believe nutritional. Can we say brands here or something? Well, they were into Herbalife, and then the lady's like, "Hey, you know what? Why don't you join this challenge?" And I was like, "No, I'm not." It was only ladies, and I was like, "No, I'm not gonna do that." But then I was like, "You know what? What I had to lose." So I joined them, right?
Hmm.
And then they were losing like 1 pound a week or so, and I was like, that's when my as a sports guy, I mean, the challenge mode came in. I was like, you know what, competition. I started dropping 5 6 pounds. I believe in the course of 3 weeks I dropped about 15 20 pounds, and they
Oof.
were like, wow, they wanted me to starting up promoting, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. But the thing,
I did
once you
Herbalife for a minute.
once you say yourself, you get like
You lock your
perhaps like
your,
like a
your path.
goal, or you try to, yeah, like a set thing that you want to do. I mean,
Hmm.
that's when you're able to drop it. So like what was it, I was gonna go, well, right now I have to go to a quinceañera in Guatemala for because I'll be a padrino,
Oh,
godfather type of thing. So I'm like, no, I gotta fit into the clothes. So that's my thing right now. So I'm 189. And then that's a little bit
And how
embarrassing.
tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
Oh yeah, you got to come down, baby. You got to
Yeah.
come down. You can come down.
so so the thing, so I gotta drop that. But one thing, I was talking to one of my friends from Guatemala. He's a national team as well. He's not there no more, but he's still fighting in the national tournament. He's 37 years old. He's Joselito Aguirre. He
Mm.
won, I believe, I believe bronze in the Central American Caribbean Games, and
Oh, nice, nice,
he's
nice.
been there for
Nice.
a while. But the thing is, like, I'm telling him, hey, why you keep on boxing? He's like, hey, because I love it. And then I'm thinking, I'm 32, he's 37. Why not do it? And then I told him, what I've been wanting to do is put a video on Instagram or so, say, what, I'm show the picture of how I look now and how I looked before, and say, what, I'm gonna drop weight, and that way, in case I don't drop it or if I fell behind, people are able to roast me and be like,
Do
hey,
it.
you quit, or, but
You
then,
need to do
yeah.
that.
So
Do it.
that's where I'm thinking, but yeah,
And where are you? Where are you right now? Where you living at?
I'm in Houston, so that's the reason I was saying
I'm in
Central Time.
Houston.
You're in
Whoa, you're in
Houston?
Houston?
Yes,
Oh,
Yes,
sir.
man.
Here in Houston too.
yes.
I live in the Galleria. I'm in Vegas right now training for a fight,
Okay.
but I live in the Galleria, and I'm the
I
best
know.
conditioning coach on the fucking planet.
I try to go back to boxing about 2 years ago because I've been here for 4 years. I believe I was going where Shakur trains. I mean, I met
Yeah,
Shakur,
over there, yeah, on
uh,
on the fifth
Prince.
ward, Prince
War.
Gym.
Yeah, Prince, yes. So I
Yeah.
took my kid and everything, but then the drive was a little, quite a bit. But then also, I mean, I wasn't every time. I'm not sure if I went the wrong day, but I didn't see that much movement. And then
Mm-hmm.
eventually, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna train my kid in the home.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've tried to come back, but then also work kicks in, and then it's like So
Well, that's a
but yeah, who knows?
sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's what.
but
Listen, we don't. So you already know boxing. We don't need a boxing gym per se. We need to be
right,
on the place where you're training every day, that we're getting opportunity to punch. The goal is the IQ of the game you
hmm
already have for being a
yes, sir.
professional and an amateur. So all I would do with you is have you punching, have you getting in shape, and then everything else is you've done everything else. You already fought. The goal is to condition the muscle so you can punch and you don't get
Yes,
tired.
sir.
And
Who
I'm
knows?
the expert at that.
We might be visiting you soon, and we might be having
Bro,
different
we when
conversations.
I listen after this fight, I'll be back in Houston at the end, probably that first week of April.
Okay.
So I think with a guy like you who's already who understands the path that you need to take, and you have a couple more years left. We don't know what you can do, but physically, I've been at the highest level of conditioning fighters,
Right.
and like I said, with you with the background, we just train for maybe train 8 weeks, 8 weeks with the fight in mind. Pick a fight, train 8 weeks, and go kick and go win the fight, because you already
Definitely.
know the building a fight is easy. You can pay a guy
Right.
to be an opponent, and we kick ass. Simple
Well,
as that.
you got my attention.
I'm telling you the truth. You can
He'll,
look at my
he'll,
resume. I mean, I trained a two-time world champion program, but I don't work with him no more. He was WBC champ, and
uh,
I'm here with Michaela, so you gotta look me up. Bro. I ain't Eric will
yes,
tell
sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
I
sir.
love this game. And it ain't gonna take long to get a guy like you in shape and the goal is to win, right? When you
Yes, sir.
start winning, they say, oh yeah, I remember this guy. Yeah. That's what they do. That's how
Yes,
boxing
sir.
is. You just as good as your last loss. Now we talking about having having a fucking fight in Guatemala. I mean, shit.
oh, you ain't lying there. That'd be fun.
I mean, bro, it
Right.
ain't the sky's the limit in what you could do now
Yeah.
that you got money coming in and you could generate your own thing. I'll
And the
help
more
you out for
you
sure.
got the connections over there with the boxing federation, man, you really could set something up over there.
Yeah, that's the plan. In reality, like now, I mean, my wife and I were thinking, oh, our business is doing good. We're thinking about opening all the type of businesses, but I'm going like, boxing is what I know, and it's like that's one thing that I want to do. But yeah, I mean, I've been that's something in the process. So I've been talking to a lot of guys in Guatemala, and then that's the goal. So within perhaps this year or so, that's the plan to become
But
manager and do something out there.
check this out. You work with Evins, knows people in the industry, and that
Hmm.
bring a lot of attention to the Guatemala Federation, right?
Absolutely,
Boxing world.
absolutely. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
that can
I ain't
open
gonna
up.
I ain't gonna play with you, champ, because my name I'm every time I've worked with the guy, I'm fighting for two world titles in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Cordell was fighting Sebastian Fandora
Mm-hmm.
at 154, and Michaela Mir is defending her title against Sandy Ryan. I'm just saying, I've been in the game for a long time, and you already know the game. We
Yes,
just
sir.
got to get you in shape, get you a fight, one fight. maybe two
And
fights.
you got my head going like ah.
No, it's true. We go to my buddy, one of my best friends who right here he's a manager. He's a manager himself. He manages 154 pound Freddie
Okay.
Rojas.
Mm,
Rojas is 15-0,
okay.
and they're fighting on the same card. Um, so we got connected in Costa Rica. Then we just get Colombia, get a fight, and keep
Mm,
moving. You already
yes,
know
sir.
what's going to happen, bro. When you start kicking ass, and we make the right people see what's going on, and we're like, oh, who this?
Yeah, you know what? I
Rodeo.
was recently I was watching the documentary from Alexis Saucedo,
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Cholo Saucedo, and I did pretty much connected a lot with that because it does happen to me too. I mean, sometimes you
Get
watch a fight or something and it just it kills you.
Oh,
So
I
I
know,
mean,
I
every
know.
day I'm
So you want to honestly, as a former athlete myself, when I retired from track and field, I was
uh
done. I had done everything I could possibly do. So I can't even say that I missed the sport because everything I wanted to accomplish, I accomplished. Other
yes
than
sir.
making an Olympic team, I've been
Mm-hmm.
to 4 decades from the 80s to the 2000s as a track and field athlete at the professional
Mm-hmm.
level, right? And when I
Right.
threw my spikes in the garbage, I don't have no regrets. The worst thing as an athlete who has unfinished business, whether you get into the ring and you take a punch and you say, you know what, that's it, I'm fucking done. But if you haven't got to that point, those are things that stunt you from growing, not just as an athlete, but as a person, as a man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Those things keep you because you can always have that doubt. Clear that doubt up because you don't even know what you could have done.
Yes sir. No,
That's real
absolutely
talk.
no. Don't no don't no don't leave the what if, you know.
Yeah.
But also one of the things, the reason why I also probably wasn't so much into pursuing boxing, I was more into business is because I've noticed through all these years I've got to meet a lot of boxers,
Hmm.
past and present and upcoming, and I noticed that everybody has the same thing. I mean, once they finish their career, they have nothing. It's just boxing. So
Hmm.
I was like, no, I need something. I mean,
But God gave it to you. He
yeah,
gave it to you. He gave it to
yeah.
you. You're successful. The rest is up to you. You got a
Yes,
talent, right? That everybody
yes.
can't have,
So
bro.
one thing now, I'm not sure if this I should be getting within my boxing and this, but one thing I've always told my wife, I'm afraid, and then she's like, "What are you afraid of?" I'm like, "I'm afraid of dying as a regular person." I'm like, "What you mean as a regular person?" That's the reason why I was pursuing boxing. I don't want to be just my kids remember me. That's it.
You're
But
not regular. You're
y-
not regular.
that's the thing. Before I wasn't regular. I mean, I would walk on the street and you have the thing of my like, oh, I'm a superhero type of thing, because of boxing. But what I want to don't want to be remembered. That's what I want to do. So that's the
Hmm.
reason why I try to help out kids, boxers or becoming boxers. I mean, maybe I'm not gonna change somebody's life, or everybody's life, but with one person that I'm able to change, I mean, I'm happy. But then
Hmm.
also, if I'm able to, who knows? Now you kind of like pick the spot though. But if who knows if I was to go back to boxing, and do some noise or something,
So, so,
and then
so
I
what
will
you
be
listen?
remembered.
Listen to me. Ain't no such thing as if. If is something wished for.
Of course.
I'm not telling you everything. I'm not telling you something that you don't already know. And
Right.
I tell folks all the time, even women, I'm like, you think you're dealing with a regular? I'm not no regular dude.
Uh,
I'm not the regular. I ain't the average. God didn't make me average. He didn't make you average either. He didn't make him average. So guess what?
uh,
We got things that we bring to the table, right?
right.
You are not average. And you feel like that because that's who the fuck you are. And if you don't get that, you're gonna always feel like that.